In week 7, we just had a lot of expenses that came due in the same week. And it's a little discouraging when I go back through the numbers later and I see how far off budget we were. We've been making progress and putting a little money aside for our future travel. And I just watched a whole bunch of that just disappear this week. But we were getting some things done that had to be done. Most of these expenses were things that we actually needed. And so you just gotta bite the bullet sometimes and go over budget to get the things that you need. So this is our week 7 budget.
Well, we always start by covering our fixed expenses, which are $29 a day. That covers our health insurance, our auto insurance, and our charitable giving. And then our next expense that is pretty regular is our lodging expense. Here where we stay in our RV for most of the time when we're not traveling, it is $16 a day over the course of a year. So then on Monday, gosh, we had a lot of fees and subscriptions due. So we paid $60 for our Road Trippers subscription. And basically what that covers is planning routes and such for traveling in an RV and camping. And then we had a credit card fee that came due. I think it was we have a Southwest card that gives us points towards travel. And that had a $95 fee associated with it this month. So we paid that on Monday. And our total for Monday was $200. Then on Tuesday, we went to the DMV. We have recently moved to a new state. So we had to get new driver's licenses. And that ended up being quite expensive. We paid $206 for new licenses. But we have been procrastinating on that. We've actually been living in the state for several months, so it felt good to finally break down and get the job done there. It's a real pain if you haven't done it in a while. You have to gather all of your paperwork and prove who you are and bring them mail. But it went pretty easily and not so bad. Then we had some miscellaneous home goods for projects around the RV that David was working on, and that was $68, bringing our total for Tuesday to $319. On Wednesday, we had more subscription services that we had to pay for. We had a subscription for our Amazon and our subscription to Netflix. Amazon was $15 and Netflix was $25. We don't usually carry a subscription to Amazon. The reason being is just really too easy for us to spend money when we have the Amazon subscription. But we have several items that we're going to be needing together for our future travel. And so it's just super convenient to know that we don't have to bundle things to get free shipping and all that. So we went ahead this month and just paid for the Amazon. So those were our only 2 expenses on Wednesday. So that total for Wednesday was $85. On Thursday, we went grocery shopping and spent $100 on the week's groceries. We also went to happy hour, had a nice little dinner and a beer for $36. We paid our electric bill, which was $49. Now that's for 2 months, so it's a pretty good deal. It's summer now. We expect to pay a lot more in the winter as we do part of our heating with electric, but $49 isn't too bad for 2 months. And then we also bought some things for home improvement and spent $17 on that on Thursday. So our total was $247 for Thursday. Then on Friday, we went to some factory stores around here. We're getting ready to go on a couple cruises in a month or so. And so we're buying some clothes and some shoes and some different things. We try not to buy new things all that often. We mostly buy our clothes from thrift stores and stuff, but sometimes it's nice to have some new things. So we spent $124 at the clothing store there, and it was a total of $169 for Friday. And then on Saturday, I guess we did the same thing, although I think this was more Amazon orders of clothes. So our total for Saturday was $161. And then on Sunday, we went to a concert. We have some free concerts around here pretty frequently, so that was kind of fun. And so we just spent $17 on a couple drinks at the concert. And our total for Sunday was $62. So this week we had quite a lot of expenses. Some were probably things that we didn't absolutely have to have. It was a little discouraging when I did the totals and saw exactly how much everything totaled to. It's pretty easy to lose control of your spending and have things add up quickly. So our total for the week was $1,243. Our total that we shoot for is $120 a day, or $840 for the week. So that means that we were $403 over budget. So we are going to have to take that $403 out of our savings bucket, which is getting smaller and smaller. Our ending balance after subtracting that is $317. Our bucket is getting sadder and sadder. We are going to have to figure out a way to replenish that bucket. We might have to cut back on spending for a couple weeks to get that bucket happy again.
So that's week 7. I knew going in that $120 a day was going to be a challenge for us. So honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to live on $120 a day. When we have a week like this, it really makes me question whether, whether we're going to be able to do this thing. But hopefully there will be other weeks where we can make up for how much we spent this week, and we'll try again next week. If you enjoy watching this type of content and just want to see how we spend our money and how we make our decisions about retirement and what we're going to do and where we're going to go, well, I'd sure appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. It'd be nice to have you along with us on this journey. We're going to post a video at least once a week, and we hope to see you next week. Until then, I'll be overthinking.